Michael here, looking at Psalms 104 for our devotion today. A psalm which may be subtitled, O Lord my God, you are very great. And today we're focusing on verse 1 and 2 for the exposition. Let's go ahead and read those two verses. Verse 1. Bless the Lord, O my soul. O Lord my God, thou art very great. Thou art clothed with honor and majesty. And verse 2. Who covereth thyself with light as with a garment? Who stretcheth out the heavens like a curtain? And as we turn to the treasure of David for the exposition, let's go ahead and read verse 1 again. Bless the Lord, O my soul. O Lord my God, thou art very great. Thou art clothed with honor and majesty. And Spurgeon exposits. Bless the Lord, O my soul. This psalm begins and ends like the 103rd, and it could not do better. When the model is perfect, it deserves to exist in duplicate. True praise begins at home. It is idle to stir up others to praise if we are ungratefully silent ourselves. We should call upon our inmost hearts to awake and bestir themselves, for we are apt to be sluggish, and if we are so when called upon to bless the Lord, we shall have great cause to be ashamed. When we magnify the Lord, let us do it heartily. Our best is far beneath his worthiness. Let us not dishonor him by rendering to him half-hearted worship. O Lord my God, thou art very great. This ascription has in it a remarkable blending of the boldness of faith and the awe of holy fear. For the psalmist calls the infinite Jehovah my God, and at the same time prostrate in amazement at the divine greatness. He cries out in utter astonishment, Thou art very great. God was great on Sinai, yet the opening words of his laws were, I am the Lord thy God. His greatness is no reason why faith should not put in her claim and call him all her own. The declaration of Jehovah's greatness here given would have been very much in place at the end of the psalm, for it is a natural inference and deduction from a survey of the universe. Its position at the very commencement of the poem is an indication that the whole psalm was well considered and digested in the mind before it actually was put into words. Only on this supposition can we account for the emotion preceding the contemplation. Observe also that the wonder expressed does not refer to the creation and its greatness, but to Jehovah himself. It is not the universe is very great, but thou art very great. Many stay at the creature, and so become idolatrous in spirit. To pass onward to the Creator himself is true wisdom. Thou art clothed with honor and majesty. Thou thyself art not to be seen, but thy works, which may be called thy garments, are full of beauties and marvels which redound to thine honor. Garments both conceal and reveal a man, and so do the creatures of God. The Lord is seen in his works as worthy of honor for his skill, his goodness, and his power, and as claiming majesty, for he has fashioned all things in sovereignty, doing as he wills, and asking no man's permit. He must be blind indeed who does not see that nature is the work of a king. These are solemn strokes of God's severer mind, terrible touches of his sterner attributes, broad lines of inscrutable mystery, and deep shadings of overwhelming power. And these makes creation's picture a problem never to be solved, except by admitting that he who drew it giveth no account of his matter, but ruleth all things according to the good pleasure of his will. His majesty is, however, always so displayed as to reflect honor upon his whole character. He does as he wills, but he wills only that which is thrice holy, like himself. The very robes of the unseen spirit teach us this, and it is ours to recognize it with humble adoration. And verse 2 that reads, Who covereth thyself with light as with a garment? Who stretches out the heavens like a curtain? Spurgeon exposits. Who covereth thyself with light as with a garment? Wrap him the light about him as a monarch puts on his robe. The conception is sublime, but it makes us feel how altogether inconceivable the personal glory of the Lord must be. If light itself is but his garment and veil, what must be the blazing splendor of his own essential being? We are lost in astonishment, and dare not pry into the mystery, lest we be blinded by its insufferable glory. Who stretcheth out the heavens like a curtain, within which he might dwell? Light was created on the first day, and the firmament upon the second, so that they fitly follow each other in this verse. Oriental princes put on their glorious apparel, and then sit in state within curtains, and the Lord is spoken of under that image. But how far above all comprehension the figure must be lifted, since the robe is essential light, to which suns and moon owns their brightness, and the curtain is the azure sky studded with stars for gems. This is a substantial argument for the truth with which the psalmist commenced his song. O Lord my God, thou art very great. Just to enjoy the meditation, Michael here declaring yet again, Jesus is Lord. Until next time, be blessed.